Stop scrolling. Right now, there's a cryptocurrency sitting at 1.4 cents that analysts are targeting for $4.47. That's not a typo. We're talking about a potential 30,000% surge. A full 300x explosion that could turn a $1,000 investment into $300,000. The token? JasmyCoin. The catalyst. The Federal Reserve meeting happening in days. And the setup? It's already in motion. JasmyCoin isn't just another random altcoin gambling on meme magic. This is Japan's first legal cryptocurrency, backed by Sony veterans and positioned in the exploding Internet of Things market. But today, we're not talking about fundamentals. We're talking about a technical setup that has crypto analyst Javon Marks calling for the most aggressive price target I've seen all year. Right now, Jasmy trades in a tight range between 1.3 cents and 1.46 cents. That's pocket change territory. But smart money knows something retail investors are missing. This isn't stagnation, it's accumulation. This is what technical analysts call coiled spring action, and it's sitting right underneath a massive resistance breakout. The charts are painting a picture that seasoned traders recognize instantly. Jasmy has carved out a perfect symmetrical triangle formation with resistance locked at 1.95 cents and support holding strong at 1.25 cents. For those who've been in crypto long enough, you know exactly what this means. This is where things get interesting and honestly, a little dangerous. September has a reputation in crypto circles. They call it the September trap because it's when markets look calm right before volcanic eruptions. Jasmy sitting in this tight range, that's not boredom, that's institutional accumulation happening while retail investors scroll past. The Federal Reserve meeting isn't just another policy announcement. Historical data shows us something crucial. Every major rate cut cycle has preceded explosive altcoin rallies. In 2019, when the Fed pivoted dovish, altcoins gained 300% to 2,000% over the following months. Jasmy's technical structure reveals something that should make every trader pay attention. After breaking through a multi-year trendline barrier, the kind of resistance that holds for years before finally cracking. But wait, there's a catch, and this is where fortunes are made or destroyed. The $4.47 target isn't just ambitious, it's astronomical. We're talking about Jasmy moving from its current 1.4 cent price to $4.47. That's approximately 31,900% growth. To put this in perspective, a $1,000 investment at current prices would become $319,000 at target. A $10,000 position would hit $3.19 million. The question isn't whether this sounds impossible. The question is whether crypto markets can still produce these kinds of returns. And if you've been watching DeFi tokens go from cents to hundreds of dollars, or meme coins explode 10,000% in weeks, you already know the answer. Market structure is aligning in ways that veteran traders recognize. The cryptocurrency market cap is orbiting $3.9 trillion. That's institutional money, not retail speculation. Jasmy's chart pattern mirrors historical setups that preceded the most explosive crypto rallies on record. Remember Matic's 2021 run from 1 cent to $2.92, or ADA's surge from 2 cents to $3.10? These weren't accidents. They were technical breakouts following extended accumulation phases, exactly like what Jasmy is displaying now. The resistance level at 1.95 cents represents more than just a technical barrier. It's the line between Jasmy remaining a speculative small-cap token and becoming a major player in crypto portfolios. Federal Reserve policy creates the macro backdrop, but Jasmy's technical setup creates the micro opportunity. The $4.47 price target isn't pulled from thin air. Technical analysis reveals this level represents a complete retracement of Jasmy's historical decline, combined with extension targets based on the current breakout structure. Javon Marks, the analyst tracking this setup, has maintained his $4.47 target despite market volatility. This consistency matters because it suggests conviction based on technical structure, not hype-driven speculation. Professional traders don't hold 300 times targets unless the chart setup justifies extreme upside potential. The mathematics are straightforward, but, honestly, pretty staggering. Jasmy, at $4.47, would represent a market cap of approximately $2.1 trillion, assuming the current token supply. Now, that sounds massive, until you remember that Bitcoin alone has touched a $1.3 trillion market cap, and the entire crypto market is projected to reach somewhere between $10 and $15 trillion next cycle. This is, without a doubt, portfolio-changing money for early positions. Risk management becomes critical at these potential return levels. Position sizing for 300x opportunities really requires different thinking than traditional investments. The Federal Reserve meeting creates a binary outcome scenario. Rate cuts historically trigger altcoin rallies within 30 to 60 days. Rate holds or increases typically create short-term downside before eventual policy reversal. Either way, Jasmy's technical setup suggests the breakout timeline aligns with Fed policy impacts. Entry strategy becomes crucial. Dollar cost averaging into Jasmy positions ahead of the Fed meeting allows investors to capture potential volatility in both directions. The symmetrical triangle formation provides clear risk parameters. A break above 0.0195 confirms bullish continuation, while a break below 0.0125 invalidates the setup. Stop-loss levels are non-negotiable for 300 times speculation. Professional traders suggest risking no more than 2 to 5% of portfolio value on individual altcoin moonshots, regardless of conviction level. The asymmetric risk-reward profile means small positions can generate life-changing returns, but only if you're positioned before mainstream recognition. Volume confirmation becomes the final piece. Jasmy needs sustained buying pressure above resistance levels to validate the breakout. Watch for daily volume exceeding 2 to 3 times average levels during any breakout attempt. This indicates institutional participation beyond retail speculation. Let's address the obvious question. Can any cryptocurrency really surge 30,000% in the current market environment? Historical precedent says yes, but probability says most won't. Market sentiment must remain favorable. Regulatory clarity must continue improving. Bitcoin must maintain its uptrend to support altcoin momentum. Jasmy's Internet of Things narrative must gain traction with institutional investors. Any of these factors failing could limit upside potential significantly. The $4.47 target assumes best-case scenario execution across multiple variables. More realistic intermediate targets might include 10 cents, which is a 614% gain, 50 cents, a 3,470% gain, or $1, a 6,940% gain. Even these so-called conservative targets represent life-changing returns for properly sized positions. Remember, this is speculation on exponential price discovery, not investment advice. The same technical patterns that suggest 300 times upside also carry over 90% downside risk if the setup fails. Jasmy represents everything fascinating and, well, honestly, terrifying about cryptocurrency markets. It's a legitimate project with real-world utility, but it's trading at prices that suggest either massive undervaluation or, speculative excess. The $4.47 price target embodies crypto's unique ability to generate returns impossible in traditional markets. Federal Reserve decisions, technical breakouts, and altcoin season timing are aligning in ways that experienced traders recognize as rare opportunity windows. For those choosing to participate, position sizing and risk management aren't optional. They're survival requirements. The potential for 300 times returns exists alongside the potential for total loss. Success comes from recognizing the difference between calculated speculation and gambling. The setup is clear, the target is defined, the timeline is approaching. Disclaimer. This content is for educational and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. Cryptocurrency investments carry significant risk, including the potential for total loss of capital. Jasmy price predictions are speculative and based on technical analysis which may prove incorrect. Past performance does not guarantee future results. The Federal Reserve's policy decisions and their impact on cryptocurrency markets are unpredictable. Always conduct your own research and consider your financial situation before making investment decisions. Only invest what you can afford to lose completely.